please explain our curriculum and how it prepares the students specifically for clerkship and licensing exams?
Our curriculum is highly integrated. It is intentionally designed so that as you are learning, like learning something is kind of hard, right? It's like planting a hook in your brain. So you got to plant hooks in your brain, and then you hang things on those hooks, and then you develop these tendrils, right? And then when the tendrils interact, it's like, I get how these two things are connected. But we here at WAUSM don't create these long independent tendrils. Rather, we still plant hooks, which is hard, and then we hang things on them, but we create a tapestry, right? So rather than having these long dangling hooks that break apart, ours is highly integrated and very interdigitated. Because of that, students are in great shape to remember things. So I'm old enough to remember the old gorge and purge model, and I'm sure everybody on this call's done it, where you cram for an exam, and then you regurgitate all the information, right? And you usually do pretty well, or you wouldn't be in this room right now. But if I were to give you that same test 5 weeks later, you might not do as well, right? Our curriculum is intentionally designed so that you retain that information. So obviously, when you're going through the first 5 semesters before you get to the clerkships, you are retaining that information in a way that you really didn't realize, or you really don't realize, but you are, which is important for recall later and also recall on those licensing exams that you're talking about, Ken. And in addition to those licensing exams, what we do in every one of our semesters, WAUSM is very fortunate in that some of us have been around medical education for a very long time in U.S. schools and international schools, and we have a great relationship with the National Board of Medical Examiners. So the NBME, that is the group that writes USMLE Step 1, Step 2, and Step 3. So that's the group that writes the boards. So we have a fantastic relationship with the National Board, and they allow our school to use their comprehensive assessment system. And so what that means is we have access to all of these questions that have been used by the National Board, including all of the statistics that show how students have performed on each of those questions. So we start at the very beginning of our curriculum. Every examination that our students take is an NBME exam. So in the very first exam in medical school that we have is an NBME exam. And students take 4 of those each semester. So they have 3, we call them summies, in the final exam in semester 1, another in semester 2, another in semester 3, another 4 in semester 4. So by the time you get through semester 4, you've taken 16 NBME exams. When you get to semester 5, we have what's called the Comprehensive Basic Science examination, which is a predictor of your performance on step 1. Mm-hmm. You take that at least 2 or 3 times, right? I say 2 or 3 because currently 3, but we may be switching to 2. Mm-hmm. So by the time you get to the National Board, by the time you sit for the exam, you've already taken 16, 17, 18, 19 NBME exams, right? 2 of which are predictors of performance on step 1. So we're pretty confident that our students are being very well prepared for step 1. Not only are they integrating the material and understanding it at a very deep level, a level that they can draw on and then apply in practice, but they're also taking these exams all along the way, so we know how